Everything, like we've obviously done the seasons project, so the weather is a big one. My friends' stories, my stories, places, pretty much everything in my environment all the time. My very first song that I recorded as a grown-up was a song for a friend, and it was actually a birthday gift for a friend, because I always liked to sing, but I didn't write songs. I didn't know I could write, and I didn't play guitar. And so I wrote it with my now husband, Steve. He was my boyfriend at the time, and he had a band and a bunch of recording gear in his house. So I thought I would try to write my friend a song, since he had all that stuff and I could sing, and I sort of knew I could create melodies and things. So I wrote a song called C-I-N-D-Y, which is my best friend's name, and it was funny and cute, and I just kind of yeah, enjoyed the process of recording it. And around the same time, my friend Rob gave me a guitar because I had wanted to learn, and he was just giving one away, so he gave it to me, and with like a little tab book, and then as I started learning to play, I just started writing songs pretty naturally. I write at home. I write alone in most cases. I usually sit down with the guitar, and like 99.9% of the time it's with the guitar, and I start by playing chords and just sort of humming melodies over chords. I might just, find a few that I like and start humming, and then if I feel like the melody isn't really making me feel excited, I'll change the chords, or I'll just change what I'm singing, and I just kind of work in a loop that way until I get something that I feel satisfied with, and I feel interested in, sort of, or that I want to keep singing. And I'll actually just sing sort of whatever comes to mind, so sort of stream of consciousness lyrics a lot of the times, and until something starts to stand out and repeat. And then I'll very often base the song on that lyric that first comes out. I think just because then I'm not self-conscious. I get shy when I play and sing for people, and I've sort of overcome my stage fright that I used to have a lot. It kind of depends, like where I feel like sitting. Sometimes I'm always at home, always at my house, and sometimes, like, just for the sake of simplicity, I would go sit in the office, because I have the computer there and I can record, and I often record as I'm testing ideas, just so I don't lose any little bits that I might want to go back to. But I have a phone that I can record on as well, so I'm pretty mobile now, and I've got a laptop. So yeah, sometimes I'll feel like sitting in the dining room, and there's like a different view out of each window, so it depends what I want to look at. And but usually, yeah, I'm just kind of looking out the window and thinking. There's one song that I'll play later called Winter Alibi, where I was literally like in my bedroom, on my bed, just looking out my back window and watching the snow pile up. It was one of those huge snow days, where we got like, I don't know, 5 feet of snow or something. It was crazy. But just watching it all pile up, and I just sat and wrote, and it was perfect. Well, I write a lot anyway. Like, I write all the time, but especially now, like, I think when I was talking about that, it was when I still had a day job, and I didn't always feel inspired at the end of the day, or even on the weekend. It would take like a day just to kind of unwind and get away from that feeling of work, and then start to feel creative. It's changed a little bit because I've become a full-time musician, so I feel like I can be creative more regularly without having to push myself. But when we did the EPs for seasons, we did one for each season. So we did 4 over the course of a year. Having those deadlines just forced me to like sit down and work through songs and still be very productive even while working, you know, 40 hours a week and having the rest of my life to live as well. A good song to me is usually something that's heartfelt, honest, that I feel is sincere. Those are usually my favorites. So I'll sing you Winter Alibi. The idea was just, when I started out doing the EPs, we wanted to see if writing and recording in each season had an influence on the songwriting. And it did. I think this is probably the best example of that, because I wasn't intentionally writing about the weather or something. I was just writing in the season, and it sneaks in, and it snuck in a lot in this particular song called Winter Alibi. But a lot of those elements came through more too in production, and the way we arranged and the instruments we chose to use in the different seasons and stuff. We ended up using, it's almost like Christmas bells, you know, the sleigh bells. And if we were recording in summer, it might not be an instrument you'd even consider using. In the production as well, it was, I find like the fall or the winter EP sounded sort of dry and cold in production, and then the summer would sound more lush and warm. And I don't know if it's just like, I don't think it was, my husband Steve was producing, and again, I don't think it was a conscious decision. It just kind of snuck in there.
Just as the Miss Mallory.